Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishna here. Basically, we are discussing another topic, that is future creation. So, in last video, basically, we saw lots of things basically, that this, that, each and every story, that basically. So, one of the person told that basically, who actually decides basically that in vitamin A basically, this all data basically has to exist basically, because it's connecting to each and every sector basically. Not only basically one of the person told that the software basically incidents whatever, for example, one person told that basically in thousand software company basically bomb blast is going to happen basically. That is the future data basically, just taking as an example basically. In really basically it's not going to happen, just taking as an example basically, that mm, in future basically in thousand big software company basically the bomb blast is going to happen. So that one of the person told basically, who decides basically and how basically that suits to which vitamin basically they decide basically. Few people says that basically each and every vitamin basically data basically is coming basically, that is basically connected with the set of blood groups. So one of the person told that 22 blood groups are basically there. In 22 blood groups basically each and every incidence basically are, each and every vitamins are basically connected with each and every incidence basically. In this basically, in this vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin C, vitamin E, each and everything basically are connected with the each and every incidence, and that is incidence is, that incidence are connected with the blood group owner basically, blood group owner basically. So it's connected with the blood group owner. So one of the person to that vitamin A basically is connected with which incidence, vitamin C is connected with which. So vitamin D basically is going to collect which data basically, vitamin C is going to collect which data, vitamin E is going to collect which data, vitamin K is going to collect which data basically, vitamin D J is going to collect which data, vitamin this basically. I have not taken the example basically. Who is prime minister currently of India basically, and what task basically he is doing basically, and who are basically its security groups basically, and who is the investing money basically in India, like this basically all groups. So who is chief minister basically, that is 100 billion crash basically, that basically we have already discussed basically, that story basically we have already discussed. So one of the person told that basically this whole thing basically we can't add in the Apple basically, that basically we can add in the Apple basically, we can add this everything basically, this all incidents basically which basically is written in the English format basically, that basically comes into this basically vitamins basically. So one of the person told that basically, who decides basically that vitamin F basically, vitamin F basically contains this all data, who decides basically that vitamin J basically contains this all data basically. So who decides who basically, then he told that basically that need to check basically who decides basically, because this is very dangerous topic basically, it's connecting to the directly to the corona, it's directly connecting to the corona, because lots of people says that here just now basically the corona data basically, corona basically disease was not coming basically data, and now basically the data has increased to double triple basically, and the data is keeps on increasing. Then one of the person told that basically now basically corona is not going to become too much of high basically, too much of people basically are not going to die, because the medicine of the 70 percentage medicine basically it's already prepared, 30 percentage are basically which basically slowly gets creation. Same way basically the malaria medicine basically, malaria medicine is getting prepared since 5000 year basically, and corona basically when it came basically in 2019 basically it came, so it's already 4 years basically. So see basically 5000 year and compare with 4 year basically, so it will 5,000 year basically, still basically malaria is not coming basically. People are not dying with the malaria. They are dying basically. And they are getting the malaria disease also. They are getting malaria disease also. Then one other person told that chikungunya basically. Chikungunya is also basically more than 5,000 year old basically disease. People are not dying basically still. Then it was that yes, basically people are dying basically. Why? Because there are more than 6 crore blood cells in this world. That also multiply by that some data basically. So which blood cells basically connects to malaria, chikungunya or malaria basically, that you can't say basically. That's why basically the medicine are keeps on preparing, keeps on preparing, keeps on preparing, keeps on preparing since 5,000 year basically. It's not 1 or 2 years basically. It's not 100 200 year basically. It's 5,000 year basically. It's 5,000 year basically. So lots of people says that medicine industry basically are doing what basically. So see basic chikungunya and malaria basically medicine basically are prepared still basically, that is 5,000 years since 5,000 years basically they are preparing basically the medicine basically. So one of the person simply asked the question basically, these all are the future data basically, these all are the future data, and who basically decides in vitamin A basically what is supposed to include. That's very dangerous data basically, because in vitamin D this also comes when and which prime minister will die, who will be next prime minister, and when will be the next prime minister basically is going to come basically, and he's who will be the president basically. So this all are basically comes into the vitamin basically. This all basically comes into the vitamin basically. So you can't imagine basically the things basically are already created. This everything is already created, basically. This system basically is already created. Few people says that basically this is like this system basically. There are lots of system basically which is created, because this is not supposed to track basically. This is not supposed to track basically. That's why. This is, for example, one person will say that basically when bomb blast is going to happen basically, and at which place basically, that can be tracked from vitamin A basically. But vitamin A basically, how basically this basically normal person basically can track basically. Then it was that no basically medical knowledgeable people only basically can track basically. So where, when basically this only medical group basically can track basically. Nobody else basically can track. This is about medical industry. But what about this basically? This is not basically the medicine topic basically. This is totally different topic basically. This and this basically. Who decides? So one mediator person is 100% there basically, you can say. Then one of the person will there, yes basically. One mediator person basically is there basically. So he basically is the middle person basically, who says that basically both the decision who takes this both decision 1 and 2. So 1 2 basically. So who takes the decision basically? So in next video basically we are going to see that only basically.